So let's have a think about how 12-bar blues works. 12-bar isn't the only type of blues that exist. There are plenty of blues that don't have a 12-bar structure, but if you are getting into the genre, if you listen to a lot of it, then an awful lot of the blues that you listen to and hear and play will be 12-bar. As sort of musical structures go, 12-bar is about as simple as it gets. Whatever key you're in, and 12 bars are essentially based on major keys, it only ever has 3 chords. If you're in the key of C major, which we'll be looking at for most of the examples, those 3 chords are C, F and G. Okay, let's just play a very, very simple 12 bar so you can see how the structure works. It's a chord of C, chord of F, chord of G, F, and back to C. Okay, there were actually 12 bars though. Let's go through it again and count them. Okay, bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, 4, bar 5, bar 6, bar 7, bar 8, bar 9, bar 10, bar 11, bar 12. Okay? So 12-bar blues, 3 chords, and it's fundamentally based on the alternation between C, F and G. Okay? Mostly it's C and F, but at the end we have a single bar of G, down to F and down to C. If you're not really sure about chords, there are a couple of videos that I have created in the past that you'll find really useful. If you visit the episode index on bluespiano.tv, here's the address. I've linked a couple of those at the start, so if you're coming from maybe a very classical piano background or you're just starting out the piano and you're not sure about chords, check out those videos and they will give you quite a lot of help. Okay, so that's all there is to a 12-bar in C major. Okay, you can do it in a different key. This is a 12-bar in E flat major. Again, very simple. So the second chord is A flat. Back to E flat, B flat, A flat, E flat. Whatever key you're in, the chords you use in a 12-bar are always based on the 1st, 4th and 5th notes of the scale, okay? So that's the scale of C major, and we can see the first note is C, so the first chord is C. The 4th note is F, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th chord is F. And G is the 5th. G, F, C. So the first chord, the 4th chord and the 5th chord. If you know a little bit of technical language, you'll know that sometimes they're called the tonic, the subdominant and the dominant. Okay, you can transfer that to any major key. So let's say we're in the key of A flat major. First note is A flat. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4th note is D flat, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th note is E flat. Okay, giving us the chords of A flat, D flat, E flat, okay? Let's look at one more example. Let's say we're in the key of E major. First note of the E major scale is E. 4th note is A, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4th chord is A. 5th note of the scale is B, so the 5th chord is B. Okay? There we go. If you're ever not particularly sure about particular keys or particular chords, there's some really useful online tools you can use to work them out. So if you need to work out the scale, major scale of any key to work out the chords and what the chord shapes are, the Piano World chord tool is incredibly useful. Here's a link for it. So if you're having to play a blues in a key that you're not familiar with, you can go there, work out what the major scale is, work out what the 1st, 4th and 5th chords are, and off you go. That's a really good habit to get into actually. Too many blues pianists, and to an extent I'm one of them, get stuck in a very small number of keys. Okay, I tend to play the blues in maybe 5 or 6 different keys, but it's good to get into as many as you can. Now there are some keys where it's really impractical. You know, very few people play blues in B major, for example, because it's just hard to get your hand around. But the keys that you should really get used to are C major, F major, B flat, E flat, G, and maybe D, E and A as well. Okay, they're all the most common ones. If you're going to be playing in a band, then E, A and D are particularly useful because they're really popular chords for guitarists to play. E major, especially E, is a really good key to be able to do, because that's every guitarist's favourite key, because it's the easiest one to play on open strings. It's not the easiest key to play the blues in on the piano, but it's not too bad. Okay, so let's give you one more example. E major, like I said, really useful one to have. I'll count the bars again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, you'll notice I'm playing a very simple patterned left hand. Left hands are one of the things we'll look at. There are loads of different left hand patterns you can play, but for now I'm just keeping it simple. Okay, so we'll come back to those. There we go. Any questions, comments, whack them in the comments thread. I will get back to you with a response.